Hello and welcome to another mod showcase episode for Farming Simulator 15. This time we bring you a plugin that adds some realism to the game. You have probably seen some pictures like this, with fields having tracks in them. In FS15 this is not activated. A field does not react to inactive vehicles, trailers or machines driving over it. We will show you how the mod will change this in a moment, but there are some things this mod changes for the worse and you should consider adapting your playstyle to it. If you like realism and are willing to sacrifice some comfort for it, you should stay tuned. After putting the plugin in the mod folder, it will load automatically at the start of every game. We know that fields register the crossing of active machines and change their content accordingly to the function of the machine, be it plant textures during harvest or ground texture during other work. The mod activates a state change for vehicles like tire tracks do, but nothing is added, something is being taken away. In practice this means that whenever you drive over a field with a vehicle, it will react to it, setting the grow state back to disabled. This then leads to the plants disappearing, no matter what stage of growth they are in. A warning, this is true even if you cannot see the plant yet, for example after sowing a field. So if you are fertilizing a field after sowing it, you will have to drive over the field, which will reset growth state on these parts, which will create Wheellanes. If you want to avoid ruined areas or just optimize your yield, you should change the order of your workflow. Normally people cultivate first, then sow the field and later fertilize it. In the future you should fertilize before sowing, changing your workflow to cultivating, fertilizing, sowing. In direct comparison you can see right away how the fields look different. The field on the left has only slightly visible Wheellanes, while the one on the right has large gaps. You can't completely avoid Wheellanes. We tried out every stock sowing machine available, even the ones without ground contact leave marks. Whether this is intentional is difficult to assess, but on wider sowing machines this becomes less relevant. When harvesting with a helper you should check on it so it won't run full and stop with the pipe facing the plants. If that happens you will either have to move the harvester or destroy plants while moving the trailer under the pipe. This is how it works in real world, so nice touch. Unfortunately the mod has a drawback. Harvesting potatoes or sugar beets not using the large all-in-one machines requires you to chop the plants first with a front attachment before harvesting with a machine. However, since the mod destroys the crop when driving over it, there will be nothing left to harvest. In practice this means that the installation of this mod will have you renounce the use of smaller harvesters for potatoes or sugar beets. The video description has more information and links, and don't forget to thank the modders for their work.